Hi, Joe.
Patrick,
The safety meeting.
go fuck yourself.
What's going on tonight, my friend?
Not much, man. A lot of weird shit.
A lot of weird shit. Is it
Yep.
at your house or just like
Oh, my whole house is just weird in general.
everybody's weird?
Kind of a product to be in my family.
Oh, coming up on the weekend
Yeah, that's normally what happens.
at the end of the week.
Yep. Towards the end of the week, the weekend happens.
Yeah.
Weekend happens. People do stuff. They don't do stuff. Some people go to work.
All right. Well,
I like to rule the world.
I'll rule the world. Imagine that.
So, did you hear about that the earthquake that happened off the tip of Hawaii?
I read a little something about it, but not enough to educate these folks. Why don't you?
Oh, what about the multiple fires in the ocean over the week? All just a couple days after the military was dropping bombs in the ocean. I'm not saying they all correlate together, but what I'm saying is if you're a stupid son of a bitch, it would make you believe that they purposely set the ocean on fire, that they purposely caused a earthquake in Hawaii.
Why they would let off the equivalent of a nuclear bomb underwater 100 miles off the coast of Florida.
Which is going to now have people thinking that they started a hurricane.
Because, right, there's this hurricane that's hitting Florida.
And so the reason why I say all of it is to say this. Project Bluebeam and Sara Jasara, something we've talked about a lot in the show. And the more you dig into it, some of the things just aren't happening. Fake alien invasions and stuff like this. And like I've been saying, they're going to use our own knowledge against us. Right? We were all anticipating these things. And instead, what you got was a CGI'd ocean that looked like it was on fire, that has the whole world thinking that you opened a portal to hell. It was also a day after CERN had brought in new equipment, starting a new program. You look like you had a point before I go on.
And the funny part is, it's in the ocean, so it's surrounded by water and it's on fire, right? But they're sitting there with boats for 5 hours spraying it with more water. Who's the real winner there?
So where I'm getting at is they're getting ready to fake an apocalypse before your eyes. And a lot of people are going to believe what they see. Because for years, we've always believed what our eyes have shown us. We all appeared to see the ocean look like it was on fire from beneath. Not on top. There wasn't any flames on top of the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico. There wasn't any soot in the air, nothing like that. It was just glowing in a fucking cylinder. Like, it looked CGI, it looked fake. Just a couple months ago, we had locusts in part of the country that they've never been in before, so a lot of people are going to take that as a biblical sign. They're getting ready, people. They're going to pull the wool over your eyes. And then they're going to use that moment to start going door to door and demanding you take this vaccine. The one state that a lot of people thought was going to be a safe haven in Florida has already made a law stating that if you think that someone is sick, they now have the right to come in and quarantine you and forcefully vaccinate you. So, guess Florida's not really that much of a safe haven. NESARA, JASARA, Project Bluebeam, they all are real, but they're there just to deceive you.
Right. Make you feel like you're acquiring this knowledge, which, don't get me wrong, you are, but maybe it's all just to distract you. And the simple thought that it was put out there was a distraction in its own right.
Exactly.
Maybe the alien invasion was what we're talking about at the border. Maybe, maybe instead of looking at the skies, we should be looking in the sea. Because after all, we human beings live under maritime law. We live in the law of the sea.
In my opinion, all that maritime land law, it's all bullshit.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. We as a people, like, that's what we run off of here in America. Maritime law.
And that's because that's what they run off in England, bro. We're still owned by England.
But I don't know, man. Maybe the alien invasion was the PSYOP. Now everybody's just sharing information back and forth, videos, clips. Oh, look at, there's this video of an alien, or this is this video of an alien.
I think the PSYOP was 3 years ago with the Raid Area 51 movement. That's when I think the PSYOP was. We're going to start this thing, get everyone behind it, see how many people we can get behind it on a legitimate basis, and see what happens. And they got a shit ton of people to get behind this movement. Not a lot of people showed up, but on the internet, they all participated. They were all blinded by it. I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them. I loved them groups. Those shits were fun as hell. It was like TikTok before TikTok because everyone was going live. You know what I mean? Everyone was getting views.
Clap them cheeks.
Yeah. That's when the PSYOP was. That's what proved to them that this would work.
But what if though, I mean, I don't know, I'm just taking a hypothetical, but what if when everything was getting ready to go down there, what if all the people that were involved and created this network within it themselves got told not to do it because it was a red flag? And that's why you only got, a tenth of everybody showing up that pledged to.
See, those people that showed up are people that show up on a yearly basis for the festival that happens a mile away in the town. Because that's where all these people met up at, or is at the festival.
Right.
Like, no one actually showed up to go raid Area 51. It was, in my opinion, was all just a big psyop. It was all just to see if we can get people that entangled in aliens. Can we do it?
Right. They've been grooming us for it, 20 years.
Yeah. Shit, Men in Black was the biggest movies for a while. Alien versus Predator, Species, go on and on. Some of the best movies of our lifetime are alien-based. E.T.
Fucking Independence Day.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Seems like they're setting everybody up. Like, you got people dying all over the place from this fucking vaccine, bro. Stairs.
The next phase is food shortage. That's where the real panic's going to start to come in.
Oh yeah, that's already started, bro. Have you been to Walmart, Target, anything like recently?
Yeah.
It looks like they don't get trucks anymore.
Everything on my end is full all the time.
All right. When you go to these stores on a regular basis, you would notice, like, once they run out of something, they run out of something. except for them food items. They're already starting the shortages, bro. Like, for perfect example, camping gear, right? For the last month, I've been going through slowly applying enough gear for all the stuff that we need, right? Bro, you would think that Walmart, because, bro, I used to work at Walmart. We would have kept on getting shipments of shit. You know what I'm saying? That was something, camping goods was something that they kept year round. So it's not like something that, lawn chairs are seasonal.
Right.
Like, they sold them bitches year round. But it's just little dumb things right now. Some stores, you know what I mean? Some stores, I go to some stores and it's still like first couple of weeks of the pandemic. There ain't no fucking meat in there.
Right. You know, I've seen like a bunch of different videos now. You never know, again, and any of them are true. But all these people talking about stuff that we've talked about, like these elites, these billionaires buying up all the land. And it's not just here in America or the entire continent of America, Canada, North America, and Mexico included, but like around the world. And, we speculated that it could be, hypothetically to create a famine. Now, I'm not saying that. Well, that being said, so I watched all these different videos people post about different things, and I'm not going to tell sources because it doesn't matter. But like, there was a driver over somewhere near Canada. He was not a driver, but a farmer, a wheat farmer, and he was cutting down a whole bunch of wheat, and he was talking about, are the farmers being bought out to dispose of this year's crops? And the guy's like, yeah, that's definitely what's happening. See, if you think about it, it's not like we're destroying it because it was bad product. He's like, and he panned his camera to the left. He goes, if you look over there, look at all that corn. It's only waist high. It's July. It's right where it's supposed to be. So it's not like the weather conditions are making it die. They're wanting us to cut it down and dispose of it, and they're paying us for it.
They're paying them more.
Right.
And then he went and told the farmers that, yo, if you don't take our deal and take it for the dollar, we're only going to give you 32 cents. We're going to pay you less than what it's worth.
It's crazy. Why would they do that?
Because they've already gotten in place all the systems to manufacture food in a GMO sense. From a fucking chicken feather, I've said this a bunch of times in here, from a chicken feather, they can make chicken breast, they can make chicken thighs. All of that. Like, they can clone animals. We don't need to farm them. Like, you got people dying all over the place. And I mean all over the place as in all over the world, not like dropping like flies from the mark. 13-year-old boy in, what was it, Michigan? Just passed away due to complications.
Yep.
And then 6-year-old down in Texas, after being vaccinated, died from COVID-19 complications. Yeah. The 1% only wants 5 million people on Earth, and they only want those 5 million people here to be slaves. Essentially how it was in the Dark Ages for Europe. You had kings and queens and noblemen, and then you had the peasants.
Unless we fight. All of us.
I'm not an optimist. It's never going to happen.
Unite and fight. At least unite.
And the reason why I say it's never going to happen is they've already got a big portion of people. The fact that so many people have already willingly went out there and took the mark proves it.
Right. Creating a new normal.
A lot of people are sheep. A lot of people are just going to follow the crowd, do what they're told to. I just want to have my life back. I've heard that one a lot. What did you gain? I don't have the mark.
You still got to wear a mask, you know?
Like, yeah.
Even if you got it.
Like, you really didn't gain anything. If you wanted to go to any special event that requires you to be vaccinated or have a positive result or a negative result from a test, just fucking go get tested. Seems kind of simple.
Right.
But why are we really this worried as a whole about a cold?
Right. Or the variants of cold.
And it's funny, man, because Bill Gates was asked once, at the beginning of the pandemic, what is the sense of making a vaccine for this when it's basically just another strand of a common cold? You can't make a vaccine for a common cold because there's so many different kind of variants for it. He goes, then we'll just make another vaccine. You'll never have your freedom. We'll just keep on giving you vaccines.
Think about what they did, you know, with soldiers with like anthrax. They vaccinated them multi times with H1N1 experimental vaccines or whatever you want. Fuck, it is what it is. But you know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know, man. What I'm trying to say is supposedly from conspiracy theorist circles, the mark is supposed to kill you within 3 years.
Right.
Right? Within 3 years time frame from the time you get the shot, you will die from lifetime complications.
Allegedly.
Really hope in 3 years we look back at this and be, man, we're fucking stupid. But
this will probably won't exist in 3 years. Everything will get wiped everywhere. It's part of the reset.
Oh, fuck yeah. I don't know, man.
What if the reset is Judgment Day?
I think the reset has already started.
Yeah.
I think everyone looks at it too confined. Like, they all think it's going to happen like in the snap of a finger. You're just going to wake up one morning and the great reset's going to be done and finished.
Right. But it's a series of plays in motion.
Exactly.
Remember, folks, they think we're playing checkers. Well, they've been playing chess all this time.
That's why Project Bluebeam and Asara Jasara, all this information came out now. Some of it's been out for years and stuff like that, but that's why it's come to light now.
All right, but here's a just. All right, let's just throw on my tinfoil hat. So what if all this bullshit, we're talking all of it, from the most insane to the most ridiculous. What if it's all really just truth? Everything.
No. In what sense? Like the fact that
like
word
everything
for word it's true. Then there's going to be aliens that break down and take over. No. I'm sorry. No. It's not the fact that I think people are crazy to think like that. Like, I've been down this road for almost 2 decades now. no offense to anybody either in this podcast at the moment or listening, but a lot of you just now started thinking like this. Like, maybe you need to take a step back and be like, maybe he's got a point. Because what benefit, if you were a superior being, you were an alien, would there be for you devising a plan to take over this planet and then letting this planet know of your plan when they're not sure of your existence yet? You have all of the tactical and strategical power. You have the advantage in everything. Why let them know anything? So the fact that they're really being a real alien race that's going to come over and take over the world, and Nibiru is real and all that shit, no. I think Nibiru might be real, whatever the hell they say it is, you know? But that's like the same concept as like Mount Olympus. I think it's just the other one of the other dimensions.
Do you ever think that society will achieve a collective conscience? And if it does, what are the impact? Is that when society as its own would end?
I think there is too many people for society to have a collective conscience.
So you're saying there's only so much energy in the world, and it can only go to the people that are in the right place at the right time. And the people that aren't, are unfortunately part of that space, the energy isn't as strong. And those are the people that can be consumed by darkness.
No. Kind of
What is an interesting way to, I guess, for me to understand it.
If we're going to break it down like that, I look at it more like the universe and the world is one big power circuit, right? And every individual, every being, every tree, every animal, everything, it is all a wire going into this motherboard somehow, some way, powering the circuit. Like, it cannot survive without us, and we cannot survive without it. And it's now come to the point to where I believe there's too many things on the motherboard that is causing it to overwork, that it's gaining too much energy. Even the most healthiest things in the world to you in abundance are bad.
Right.
And in my opinion, that is what has created that dark energy that consumes people.
So there's a lot of darkness. But anyways, so I happened to catch the news yesterday. And did you know that that New York declared a state of emergency because of all the gun violence that happened over the weekend?
Yeah, a couple states have.
Interesting that noted that those are blue states, by the way, but 21 people shot and killed in Buffalo, 5 in Syracuse, and 2 in Utica. Right? Now, we all know, unfortunately, Syracuse is one of those kind of areas that's kind of always been hard hit. Like, you know what I mean? People getting shot around Syracuse, unfortunately, isn't like no news anymore, you know? And it's sad to say, but it's true. But, like, people don't usually get shot in Utica. But 21 in Buffalo, that's not something that's usually a thing. So because of that, the governor, our awesome governor, fucking douchebag, fucking declared a state of emergency. And the state is proposing a budget of $57 million, and in response to promote the young communities, the ability to go to work, get jobs, stay off the streets, so that way they don't have to worry about gun violence, right? Now,
Only way you end gun violence is by starting
how
gun safety.
how the fuck does the state have $57 million? Because if they have this money for this bullshit, but anyways, fix my fucking roads, dude. That's what I want to see. $57 million, fucking fix everybody's towns. All them bullshit ass roads that break down everybody's car. Fuck you. Fix my roads. $57 million. So you can put a kid to work. So you want cheap labor, is what you're saying. That's your alternative. Cheap labor, and we're willing to take taxpayers' money and fork out $57 million. So fuck you.
Because I don't know if you know this or not. When slavery never ended, there's actually more slaves on earth now than there was when slavery was here in America. So, old school slavery was abolished. They had to make up a new way. We now have the U.S. prison system, and you work, right? And
right.
we're going to pay you for it. So you could also do that during old school slavery. It was called being an indentured servant. You would go to your, local whoever guy at the plantation and be like, listen, I'll sign a 3-year contract. I'll be your slave for 3 years, and you get whatever for it. The rules are different for you as an indentured servant than as a slave, but you could still get bought and sold, beat, shit like that. But we're now all just indentured servants. We're going to pay you as little as possible for the work that you do.
Right. If we were truly a free people, we wouldn't have to worry about 9 to 5.
No. Do you know some countries, like countries like Switzerland and shit like that, I think Iceland and Ireland, I think was the other one. They moved on a national-wide basis. They moved themselves to a 4-day weekend. So everyone works 32 to 36 hours a week. And they noticed that not only has the quality of work, but the amount of work people will do has all improved. Well, yeah, because you're paying them the same amount of money. They didn't lose any money. So you're paying them the same to work less. Yeah, I'm going to work harder for you. I'm going to be more passionate about what I'm doing. I'm not going to be stressed out. Like, it's just a fact. And I think that's another thing that this whole quarantine or whatever we want to call this last year and a half, almost 2 years, it's opened a lot of people's eyes. Why should I have to go to work 9 to 5 every fucking day? Bust my ass. And a lot of people, you're not only working one full-time job, you're working 2 full-time jobs and then a part-time job just to survive.
You're not even a person to them. You're just a body to fill.
Exactly.
You're a body to fill. A personality, a character.
Yeah. Like, me personally.
Would you just say
me personally?
I thought you said.
You want me to give you my all, and you want me to come in there every day and bust my ass for 40, 50, 60 hours a week, pay me a living wage. That's all I have. Legit. I don't want to be rich. I just got sick of going to the gas pump and making life decisions.
I say just turn the fucking power off and see what happens.
Oh, then it's going to become survival of the fittest. You turn the power off and you create an apocalyptic situation like that, and the wrong kind of person's going to win. Just going to let you know. The wrong type of person is going to win, Pat. You're not going to get the good people to win in that situation. The ones, like, you watch any apocalyptic show, even the people that are depicted as the good guys, they're not the good guys. In The Walking Dead, Rick and them, they're just as bad as anybody else. Shit, with Negan, they went and killed a whole outpost of Negan's people. That's what started everything. In that world, the good guy does not win.
Well, it's not like you can just wake up in the morning and then all is well. Because if that's the case, then you've taken the blue pill.
I mean,
like I'm just saying. I'm pretending, Joe. I'm pretending.
No, I legit didn't understand what you meant.
I said if you could go to sleep one night and then wake up the next morning, as you open your eyes, you start to notice that the world is completely different. And suddenly all the negative has been removed.
Would you really want to live in a happy-go-lucky, 100% always positive place, though?
Even for one day, sure.
Fuck no. That would make me so uncomfortable. You need the balance, man.
I'm not talking about like everybody's hugging each other and high fives everywhere. I'm not talking about like that.
But if you were to take out all the darkness and negativity in the world, that's exactly what you would have. You would have a bunch of people like you that would go around and hug every person if they could.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
No, there is. Don't hug people. It's weird.
Only to you.
No, I think to a lot of people out here, actually. It's fucking weird. Like, unless it's your kids, don't give me a hug. We can handshake, we can dab, we can do whatever. I want a fucking hug.
Well, I'll tell you a story, right? So, this past weekend, okay, we were out at the little carnival thing over by the amphitheater, and me and Kaylee are waiting for the ride. We're gonna go on this thing that's kind of like the I don't know what the name of the fucking thing is. One of the spinning ones. But anyways, we're waiting in line, and we're noticing that the ride engineer, we'll call them, was not having a good day. She was pretty pissed off about the fact that it's downpouring rain, and the rides are still going. Right? And I just felt it was written all over her face. Her energy was all kind of weird, right? So by the time I got to the gate, and it was our turn to get on the ride, she opens the door and she just looked at me. I'm like, "You all right, bro?" She's like, "Oh, I'm just great." I'm like, "I don't know. You don't really look all that great. You need a hug or something?" You know what I mean? And she's like, "I'm good." I'm like, "Okay, well," I went like this, and I high-fived myself when we went and got on the ride, right? And I enjoyed myself because, you know, I think it's great to do things like that with your kids. But anyways, as we get off the ride, you could tell her whole persona like changed. She wasn't feeling so negative anymore. Yeah, she was listening. She was listening to me and Kaylee laughing and making sounds and, you know, talking to everybody. And she gets off the ride and she goes, "Sorry, I was just having a moment," and we high-fived. No, I'm not saying that I'm the direct result of it. All I'm saying is 5 minutes prior, that woman was having a shitty evening, and with a little bit of, I don't know, I guess affirmation and a little bit of being friendly, it changed her whole perspective for the rest of the evening, even though it was still raining.
That was a woman, though.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, if you would have did that to a guy, I guarantee you wouldn't have got the same response.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty positive. I'm a pretty positive guy.
You are, man. You
Uh,
are. You are very positive. But even when you look at me and you want to hug, nope.
I just
Or
say that to fuck with you. That's all.
or when I go to dap you up and you try to pull me close, it's like, what are you doing, bro? I don't want to feel your titties. It's the only reason why you hug a female
No.
to feel her boobs up against your chest and try to squeeze her booty. That's it. It's the only reason why I hug Erica.
See, no, I hug people because it helps them feel better. Helps me feel better.
Hugging Erica helps me feel better too. You get what I'm
Dude,
saying?
I've hugged Erica many, many times. Are you kidding me? She almost expects it now.
Excuse me?
Hugged. Yeah, that's right.
Listen, don't do that.
It's non-sexual, Joe. You know it. You've watched me hug her.
I'm just sitting here clearly stating that every hug is sexual, and you're gonna tell me it's non-sexual.
It's completely non-sexual to hug somebody. There's a difference between a sexual hug and a non-sexual hug. Ask my wife. She knows the difference.
There's not though. Maybe I'm just a weird person, but there's not.
I mean, you are weird. That's okay. I'm not going to hug you for it.
I mean, I just personally feel like unless you're gonna be in the act of, intimacy, there's no reason to touch anybody. I'm just being honest.
Right.
Especially, might sound fucked up to people. If I'm sleeping or if I'm laying down, get ready to sleep, don't touch me. I hate cuddling and spooning and all that shit. No, man. Give me my space. I want to sprawl. You want to sprawl. Just be comfortable. All right. I want to be petted. I do like when they rub their hand. They take their nails and rub that through your hair. That feels good. But I don't want to. No, don't pet me.
I'm sorry, Joe.
I'm not your German Shepherd.
You need to let that shit go.
I'm just saying, I don't purr, so.
Me and Joe are going camping this weekend, right? It's the first time ever. So we're going to make sure we take some cool little videos and clips from the first ever safety meeting camping trip.
We won't.
We'll make sure we post them. Yeah.
No.
You heard. So,
if I see any pictures of me posted anywhere, I will sue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go super Karen on that one.
Hell to the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
I don't even like seeing myself on this shit half the time, bro. I was watching them back while editing it. Like, that's what I look like? That's what I sound like? Man, fuck this shit. I can see why no one watches it. I miss the days where we had the one where we would have random haters. Now they just completely ignore us.
These friggin' guys. What's their issue? We don't really have it. Oh, we got lots of issues, I guess.
How can two people smoking pot be so fucking boring? Like, how is it possible? I could literally watch water boil and have more entertainment than watching these two. And like the one guy don't even know how to talk.
Like water boil.
Exactly. He don't know how to fucking talk.
And then, I don't know.
And then,
And then,
and then, that's it.
what,
Dude, where's my car?
have you ever had those moments where you have a brain fart?
I feel like your whole life is a brain fart.
Mine?
Yeah.
Nah.
Just on a consistent basis. You're just sitting there like, damn, what the fuck just happened?
See, the problem is, it's just, I don't know, my brain process is really fast. And, like, I always get ahead of myself of things I want to say out loud. And then, I don't know, I always stop because there's that moment where you're supposed to act.
Yo,
And
you ever been driving and the next thing you know, you're like 5 minutes down the road, you have no idea how you got there. Like you can't remember the path from the exit that you merged onto the highway to 10 exits down. You don't remember nothing. Never?
I can honestly say, yeah, that has happened to me before.
Man, I hate when that happens. It's like, damn. Well, I'm still going. I didn't hit nobody, so let's go. I wasn't pulled over.
There have been some times where I honestly like, like, dude. All right, so there's one drive that I took back and forth to work. Right, it was about an hour and 40 minutes, and the majority of it was back road. Right, but from my driveway, it's literally this is how I got to work. Right, left, right, left, right, left.
Left, right.
And it was a span of an hour and 40 minutes. That exact. So, like, it's fucking 20 after 5 to 5:30 in the morning. You're driving, can't, not even awake yet. And then get up to a spot where I know I have to bust a left at the pizza shop. So that's part of the map. You get to the one pizza shop, bust a left. You get to the next pizza shop, bust another left. That's what it is. And we're at the second pizza shop. I'm like, dude, when did we hit the first pizza shop? Because I didn't remember. And he's like, well, you want me to drive? I'm like, bro, I'm just saying, I don't even remember hitting the first pizza shop. But here we are on the second one. And we're a lot closer to work than I anticipated. It's time to fire up another one.
Hey, I forgot where I was going. You guys want to smoke some more pot?
Yeah, I feel like this is necessary. I'm not awake enough for this shit yet. Even though we just clearly went 20 miles. But who was driving at that point? That's what I want to know. They did a good job.
That's funny because it only happens to me when I'm sober. If I sober drive, I completely forget. Like I'll completely forget. I'll just zone out.
Or those moments where you're driving and you know it's on a road you've been on 1,000 times, but out of nowhere you're just like panic real quick because you're like, dude, where the fuck am I? Did I miss my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. But really, you're out in the middle of the country and there hasn't been a turn for 2 miles. You're like, no, we're just out in the country. I still got a ways to go. It's coming up here. Oh, shit. I don't know where I was. Pull out, get ready to start pulling out the GPS, and then you're like, oh, hey, there's my turn. Whoops.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple times.
It's weird, man.
But normally it's in the city, so I have a landmark to know where I am somewhat.
It's weird, man. Like, Syracuse is such an easy city to get around, but it's also really easy to get lost, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, once you figure out the main roads, it's pretty simple to get around. But damn it, man. If you don't hit them mains, you're gonna get confused. You're gonna end up the wrong way down a one way, like kind of shit. It's weird. They're so focused on the grid system that it just complicated everything. There's something really important about the 3 points or the three river points and the symbolism going into it with Syracuse and the university, everything.
You think so?
I mean, we said it before. There's definitely something to do with the practice of law and its successors here, you know? So I think there's something significant. I saw something before, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something relevant with the Great Lakes.
I don't know, man. I spent a lot of time up on the campus. You don't really, well, no. There's that one frat house, bro. They do weird shit. Like there's this one frat house and sorority that are right next to each other. Like you go up a hill and they have this long ass driveway that goes up and separates between two of them. And I went up there one night for DoorDash and delivered some food, and these motherfuckers are out there having a little ceremony. Like honestly, this is what it looked like. It looked like they were marrying off one of the underclassmen with another one of the underclassmen from the sorority in the frat house. That's dead ass what it looked like. They paired them off and everything. This shit was fucking weird, bro. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Maybe I walked in on some occult shit and didn't even notice. I just thought it was some weird rich white kid shit. I ain't never been to college. I don't fucking know what they do.
Right.
I mean, shit, if you're still watching the podcast, you can tell. I ain't never been to college.
I never did know none of that extra bullshit. I already learned enough bullshit. And I learned a lot more real shit as opposed to the bullshit as I got older.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, why don't they teach you anything about a bank account in school?
I actually had a math teacher in 7th grade that did that.
They never taught us about checking, trying to balance a checkbook, like shit like that.
My 7th grade math teacher, man, Mr. Woods, he was a G. I don't think he was supposed to, but he took a whole like month and a half, broke down how bank accounts work, what's the difference between a savings account, checking account, how a CD account, shit like that would work. You know, but he was the only teacher. But yeah,
I had to find out the hard way.
Why don't they teach kids how to do their own taxes? That should be a part of math. I'm sorry. Doing your own taxes should be a part of math.
Yeah. You shouldn't be able to opt out of playing phys ed.
You can opt out.
Sure you can.
They never give me the ability to opt out, bro. Participation was mandatory.
Well, I mean,
unless it was swimming, and then you can just say you forgot your swimming trunks, and then you didn't have to participate. Be a real dick move to make me go swimming in my jeans.
Nah, I go swimming in my boxers before if I had to. I'm not going in my jeans though. I'm just saying. I mean, the public nudity is kind of a thing, so you can't do that. So boxers it is. Deal with it.
I mean, you say that now, but you imagine yourself in high school. High school freshman going to swimming class.
All right, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna jump in the pool with your crush at the other end of it in your boxers.
Yeah. Shit, might. I don't know. I was kind of courageous in the ninth grade.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Every girl I knew that's why they would purposely forget their swimsuit. They want to
Because
get checked
you,
out.
because
No,
you,
not no, not because
you went in the deep end with a hard on. Like
no.
it was.
I, I'm sorry. I knew how to swim. I wasn't bringing swimming clothes to school to go swimming. I purposely forgot my swimming trunks.
A good swimmer, yeah. You swim like fish.
Yes, sir.
That's a good thing. It'd be interesting to know. I'm sure there's a statistic out there, but I wonder how many people don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
There's still grown people that I know that don't know how to drive a car. And there's
Oh yeah.
nothing wrong with them. They're just lazy.
Yep. Well, you mean you gotta think about it. Nowadays, you got the modern, bus system, subways. I mean, in the city, you can ride a bike anywhere.
Right?
And
I
then,
mean,
it became popular to live with your parents until
the
turn.
only way, right? The only way to try to learn survival skills is just you got to watch television or fucking YouTube videos.
Hey, man, YouTube videos are very informative. Every time I need to fix something, I YouTube it,
I mean, I'm just saying.
even if I know
Like,
how to.
but the how tos, the simulations, that's what they are. They're simulations on how to rather than doing it yourself. So you can acquire the knowledge, but being able to physically perform it is another thing. If you feel what I'm saying. And where nowadays a lot of people, when it regards to a lot of things, you hear the culture of, yeah, I know how to do it. Everybody knows everything, right? And then they fail
Because
dramatically because they may have the know-how, but they don't know how to do it. Just because they saw a video doesn't mean that you're qualified to do something. You know what I mean?
no, but I don't think you understand what I'm getting at, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if I go to fix something that I don't know how to fix, right? I will dead ass YouTube it and go step by step with the video. That's how a lot of people learn things, bro.
That's how I learned how to get my fucking battery out of my car.
Like,
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm just saying, like, it came like you were like shitting on people for watching how to YouTube videos to learn how to do stuff.
I'm saying shit like survival, watching survival videos,
I mean, yeah,
or that's just one topic. I'm just saying. I'm not
but
trying to.
but no, it does help. But where are you gonna really have the need to use that in the modern society?
And that's the point. How do you survive if modern day society crashes if you don't have the knowledge to know how to do it?
But but there are people out there that have the knowledge.
Right.
Not everyone's gonna survive. I don't give a fuck if it may sound fucked up. I do not care if the next man does not survive. That's not my problem. Like, dead ass, my problem is my family. The ones close to me is the ones that I'm worried about making it. The rest of them making it, not my problem. I know how to make it. I know if I had to live off the land, I'd be straight. And if I fuck with your vibe and you come into my community, I'll teach you some shit. But I don't know.
I feel you. I feel confident in the fact that I'd survive.
But to all you people out there that watch how to survival YouTube videos, keep doing your thing. Just acquire the knowledge. Don't listen to dicks like this. Because you ain't never done it, you can't do it. Fuck out of here. If you've watched a video on someone how to fucking build a shelter, you have the knowledge to build a shelter. You may fuck it up the first couple times, but you know how to build a shelter.
But are you going to actually go and do it, though?
If they have to, I'll guarantee you they're going to.
How do you know if you're going to or if you need to until it's happening? So as it's happening, you're telling me you're going to stop and build a shelter?
If I need to, yeah, bro.
You got that kind of supplies just chilling?
The Earth does, yeah. The Earth provides everything you need, bro.
That is true.
If you don't have shelter, make it or find it. That's the rule. It's the rule of survival. First thing you do is you find shelter and water.
You respect and become one with nature, or else nature could eat you up and swallow you.
So I don't know, man. I don't, like, there's a lot of knowledge that both of us have that we've never done, but we both know how to do it. But because you've never done it doesn't mean you don't know how to do it.
Right.
You just haven't had to do it yet. And that's a good thing that all these people haven't had to use these survivalist skills. I don't think we should want to.
What if, you ready for this? Here's a weird one. This is just my idea. I'm just throwing this out of random left field shit. So, what if, when they flick on 5G, something about it, it won't be like regular 5G. It'll be like more so like a Tesla coil. By doing so, it messes with your pituitary, and anything that was in it, the vibration moves and bends, and it becomes fully functional again. That's when we acquire powers. The ones that it's ready for it.
It was only supposed to be 6 people to acquire supernatural powers.
6? I heard 8, including myself. Just kidding. I'm only being optimistic.
Oh man, I don't know, bro. I don't get behind the whole 5G thing like everybody else. It just seems like too much of bullshit.
I don't know, man. I think, like all things, it was created with a good intent. Because it was the next step up from 4G, which was the next step up from 3G, and so on and so forth.
But like I said earlier in this, with every G that we've gone up, conspiracy theorists have had a conspiracy to go along with it. They've all thought every one of them was going to be the end of humanity. They've kind of got the boy that cries wolf with it. Like, but they all still like follow to it blindly. Like, yeah, it's gonna fucking kill us. As soon as they turn it on, we're all just gonna fucking become zombies. Sounds good.
But what if it fries everybody?
Or what if it's really just the same thing as 4G, but they just renamed it to get you to pay more for it?
Marketing.
We have no real new technology. We're just going to put up a couple new towers, make you think that it's new, and there we go.
Now we have a new vanishing point.
Because really what they're doing with this whole 5G thing is they're like, you can actually be a provider for it. They'll give you a little router to set up in your house, and you can provide internet.
Or, in addition to what you're saying, it's really just like giving you the latest bells and whistles, something shiny, something flashy, and you're like, hells to the yeah, right? And everybody gets on board.
But they actually pay you for it.
Huh?
For taking the router to be a provider for the 5G thing. There's companies out there right now that will pay you.
It's just, oh yeah, I remember where I was at. But just, it's like allowing yourself to be watched more than ever before.
They
You're
already have that
allowing,
with
you're
Wi-Fi.
allowing, you're allowing new ways and innovative ways for them to watch you, even more innovative than what we already have. Because now we're all connected to the same network, one network, worldwide, global network.
We all already have them. There is no different internet network. They
No,
all they
there's
just
not no
tell you
different internet, but there's different networks.
it's all the same. It's all the same, just different branding. It's all the same.
It starts in Microsoft.
I honestly think that it's something that's always been around. I don't think electricity, the internet, all of that, it's modern technology. I think it's something that's always existed. Shit, there is, those QR codes that you can get, you can scan them on your phone, you know what I mean? To like log into things, shit like that.
Yeah.
There's actually one that was engraved into the side of a temple in one of the tombs in Machu Picchu. Oldest, found pyramid on the face of the earth. Older than the pyramids and Egypt. So why? Obviously they had they had to have known about the technology or had it and said, I'm going to put this here for future generations to know. Like to the point where they've been trying to scan it to see if they can read something on it, see if it actually brings you to something.
Hmm. I don't know. I got so many things running through my head.
Feeling safe, bro?
Always.
Word.
Like, I'm just trying to think. So, I heard this. I was watching this video earlier where there was this professor. I can't remember what his name is, and that was the hard part. I was trying to remember what his name is, but he was talking about, and this is like the date. The date of the video is 1976, and he's talking about like a nuclear alternative as opposed to radioactive, you know. And one of his proposals was the fact that of using volcanoes because the amount of energy that is being forced and created and heat from these volcanoes because they're never ending. They're constant. You know, they don't ever a volcano never goes dormant. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and he broke down the science to just one island in particular. I forget what's the name of the island because it's Hawaii and there's lots of little islands, but has an active volcano that produces so much geothermal energy that if they were able to take that and convert that into electrons, which they can do in watts and so on and so forth, that island alone could power North America, South America, Canada, all just off of that one active volcano. And there's 11 massive active volcanoes scattered all over the world. It's just, and this was, from 1976. I'm sure times are different. I mean, it's a long time ago. There could be a lot more active volcanoes now, but I mean, just there's so many different methods and ideals that could have went into not using radiation. It's just how they decided to go with that. It is what it is.
Right, because in my opinion, radiation was the only way that they could control it.
Right. It's taking and like basically poisoning geothermal energy to make it radioactive geothermal energy.
because like they say the pyramids, they used like
Power plants.
yeah, they were power plants, and they each one was on the top was capped with gold to attract the lightning, to absorb the electricity. And then they would have water pumped through all of these tunnels, which would create, like a big power plant, essentially using the electricity from the lightning and the water to create power. But you can't control that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's got to be natural.
Yeah, I can't monitor that. I can't make you pay for that.
Right. I've seen ways that some people are being really creative. There was this one kid, he had been like 17. I don't know what his name is. He's a TikToker though. And he made his own power plant in his backyard that he was powering his house with using potted plants, like potting soil and buckets. And he made a power plant.
Yeah.
He had the right, I don't know, the right formula. He's a young man. He's like, hell yeah. Somebody I could throw a like button to finally. Innovation. Or it was a bullshit video because this is the world we live in. But it still looked, I mean, he sounded like he knew what he was talking about. You know what I mean?
And that's
Some
the best
people,
way to fool people.
I mean, we've said it. I've said it plenty of times. Everybody sat home during the pandemic and educated themselves in one way, shape, or form. More than one way. I mean, some people trying to figure out free energy.
Well, fuck, man. Tesla figured it out. And then JP Morgan backed out, said, nah, we can't do this, man. I'm going to go broke. I'm in the oil industry. What are you doing? We can't do this.
Same JP Morgan that funded funded and insured the Titanic.
Oh.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Which they purposely sunk, by the way, people.
Which
didn't hit the fucking iceberg.
Might have been actually the Olympus. They just switched the labels and serial numbers. Or Olympic, I'm sorry. I always say it's Olympus. The Olympic.
Either way, they did it on purpose.
Scallywags.
None of shit was planned.
Bullshitters.
Why? Insurance money. They got paid for all them people dying on that boat. Then they got paid even more when they made a movie about it. And then they made another movie about it.
Dun, dun, dun.
With Leonardo DiCaprio.
Suddenly, now everybody needs liability insurance on everything. Right. You want to borrow this go-kart for the next hour and a half that you play 18 goals? You got to sign this waiver because we are not liable for what the fuck happens to you while you are out there.
You know what I find is funny? I live nowhere around a lake, right?
Right.
But if I was to buy a house in my area, I would have to buy flood insurance.
Because you're in the valley.
Huh?
Because you're in the valley?
Yeah. Because I'm in a valley. Okay. Okay. They don't flood out over here, man. Been over here for almost 20 years. We ain't never had an issue where shit's been flooded out.
Right. But they also control the waterways.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they wanted to just open them all up, they could flood everybody out, man. And it would be awful.
They did that shit in Ohio. They did that in Ohio. The water was coming out of, when they flooded out the highway, the people were saying the water wasn't just coming from the sky, the water was also coming out of the sewers. Like they purposely released the water onto the highway.
Yeah.
I don't know. And once again, it seems like they're faking an apocalypse. Scare everybody so that I can get control.
Well, no matter what it brings, I believe we're right where we're supposed to be because it's happening and we're here. So,
That doesn't mean that's where we're supposed to be, though.
but it's happening.
Doesn't mean it's supposed to happen, though.
What are we doing right now?
Chilling.
Because it's happening.
Yeah, but I could have done anything.
I don't know.
Fuck Tom Brady.
That's all I'm saying.
Tom Brady's a bastard. How about them motherfucking Phoenix Suns, people? I'm a Lakers fan, and I'm saying this. How about them Suns? Right? Fucking Chris Paul, man. Leader of leaders. I'm telling you. Everyone else in the NBA is trying to build up, have a super team. Let's get 4 or 5, all-stars together. No. Chris Paul said, you know what? I'll go to Phoenix. No problem. I'll take that young squad, and I'll turn them into all killers, and we're going to win the championship. Devin Booker is a killer. Pat doesn't watch basketball like I do.
Phoenix Suns?
Phoenix Suns, baby.
Never heard of her. You know what I did hear of, though? Have you ever heard of a guy named Thomas Brady? Yeah, fuck him. That's all I'm saying.
Now, the Army University, they had a player that was drafted by the Bucks this year. I think it was the Navy. Sorry. The Navy, they had a guy that was drafted. And there was this big thing, and he had to sign a petition and everything so that he could forego his obligated and signed duty by going to this college to enroll in his service so that he could go and play football. I don't think that's right. That man at 18 or 17 signed a contract stating that when he did his 4 years of college, he would go and serve his military for 4 years and serve his country. You made an agreement. I don't think there should be any loophole to get you out of that because you got a $4 million contract. Roger Staubach had to go to war still. Number 1 draft pick. Still had to go serve his country. This kid might not even make the fucking team.
I mean, yeah, dumbass. It sounds a little bit dumb.
Yeah. Like, why?
I mean, 8 years, no matter how you look at it, it's either a really long time or it goes by fast. But, man, I don't know. What's that word that you used earlier? Indentured servant?
Yep, indentured servant.
Oh.
Now, see, here's the thing. When he's done playing in the NFL, whether that be 1 year or 15 years, does he still have to go in the Army and serve? Are you really going to want – because I know at the age of, 34, 35, you can no longer enlist? Something like that? Or is it cut off?
And what if something happens to him and he plays football and God forbid he breaks his neck and dies on the football field, right? Well, does that mean he has to break the contract with the military? Or does that mean that for the next 8 years he gets to vote twice?
I was actually going to bring that to the fact, though, do you think the NFL would have to compensate the military in some way?
All I know is this, you motherfuckers, don't you even fuck with football season. Right? Literally, it's the one thing I've been looking forward to since the end or the beginning of this bullshit ass year.
He's ready to see the Redskins win a Super Bowl.
I'm ready to see my Buffalo Bills
Go 4-12.
resume what they were doing last year.
Gonna go 4-12.
And then when we go to the Super Bowl, then I'll be able to jump through the table because I didn't even get to do it last year.
Jets are gonna win your guys' division.
Who? The Suns?
The Jets.
Never heard of her.
That's all right. You don't have to. You will this season. Your daughter's gonna be walking around the house. J-E-S or whatever you say. J-E-T-S. Sorry. I'm stoned.
Jess, Jess.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. And I'm like, damn it, no, where was I going with this? Oh, the Jets. The Jets. That's right. Fuck. Like, what is even their mascot, bro? They call themselves the Jets, but everyone in the crowd always wears hard helmets. Like, it doesn't really. The pilots wear hard helmets? No, right? I thought they had like a little, like, you know, pilot cap. Had wings on it.
Make no, do not regard the man behind the curtain.
I'm just asking, what the fuck is the Jets mascot?
I don't know, dude. What do you want me to tell you? All right? I don't fucking know.
Like,
I've never looked and I've never cared. If
my
I want
team
to
not
call
having a mascot is
fucking
understandable
Jets
because we don't even have a name.
a mascot, okay, I would take fucking a jet engine, like off of Boeing, right? There you go. Turn that sumbitch, tilt it a little bit, slap it on the side of the helmet. It's a jet. It's a jet engine. Call yourselves the New Jersey Jet Engines. And I would accept that.
This is something I think we should talk about on this show. If that girl that for the Olympics that they won't let participate because she smoked a little bit of reefer, that shit ain't fair, man.
Especially if it's legal.
Michael Phelps was caught on camera smoking a bong right before the Olympics. They still let him go.
Right? I think they singled her out.
Hell yeah, they singled her out. Like, that shit ain't right. They all knew they couldn't beat her.
She's fast as hell. She's fast as hell. She's cute.
I don't know about that, but
She's cute.
she kind of looks like a man.
Nah.
I was kind of thinking she was a tranny. That's why I originally thought that they kicked her out. And then I learned it's because she smoked. I'm like, oh, okay. That's bullshit.
I just think they singled her out.
I don't see the problem with it, man. It's not like she used steroids or anything like that. Something that gave her a competitive edge. Smokes fucking weed. Got her mind right. Got a little bit of fuck it in there before the race.
Right. I mean, shit, Nate Diaz has went on record before a fight smoking a joint, sparring around with his boxing partner. Smoking a joint while doing it. It was his, fuck it. You know? Who cares, dude? What people do in their life is their preference. It's not illegal. If it's a controlled substance and they're using it and it shows up on a piss analysis test, okay, that's your bad. Then that's your bad because you agreed to not take these controlled substances in order to participate in their little fucking spectacle.
You know, NFL don't even test for it no more, man. Like, come on.
Right. I think that was part of the acceptance with Seattle.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't know about you, Pat. I'm ready to say peace. Love y'all.
Fine, dude. You just fucking leave, and I'll talk to these guys.
Like,
Never mind him.
just saying, man.
He's
Getting
not
a
there.
little late.
It is getting late. I have obligations. And like my eyes, they get really heavy, and I feel obligated to close them at times.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's getting to be one of those times where I feel obligated to close my eyes.
So just thanks everybody for watching tonight. If you stuck through, watched the whole thing, you're the real champs, and we love you. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay sharp. Don't get caught up by all the fucking spectacles and lights and illusions. Stay focused on what you think may be, because you're probably right. Be good. Be good to each other. Love y'all.